Welcome to a drizzly Preston. I've been contemplating knocking a few rocks out of the pond at the side where the filters are and digging in a surface skimmer. But I was toying with the idea of fitting a floating skimmer instead, just a plug and play, and I've decided So my original idea, if you can see underwater, the rocks go about 6 inches underwater. The liner comes up behind these rocks up to here. So I was thinking of knocking these rocks out, creating a rock weir leading into a buried skimmer. I've already got a return pipe running underwater that's bonded to the side of the pond that's blanked off at the moment that I'm not using. So the pump that's at the bottom of the skimmer would go in a flexi pipe across the grass underneath into the filter pit, connect to the return pipe, which would bring it back under the water and back into the pond. But then I watched a few videos where people had made mistakes, put them at the wrong height, and if things go wrong I'm going to be struggling, so I've decided to go for the Oase Swimskim 25. I was thinking of going for the 50, but the koi dealer who I get my stuff off recommended the 25 and said it'll be ample for my size of pond. So I'm going to be unboxing this, clipping it together, dropping it in, and let's see how it goes. So let's get unboxing and let's clip it together. I've had a read of the instructions. I've already had the box open. That's a spur filter mat. There's one already in it. Instructions and guarantees. Put them alongside. And the skimmer itself. No plug, because most people wire them directly into a box, so they can turn it on and off with a button. So all that you need is that wiring up and really these clipping onto the filter. That floater is a fixed one because it's got an air intake here, and underneath there's an air outlet where it aerates the water. Filter basket and the filter medium. What I liked about this as well, it's got a weir, and I don't plan to float it, leave it floating around the pond. That's why it's got such a long cable. I just want to fix it in one corner of the pond, facing out to the pond, and just drawing the water in. So that's it, assembled, ready to go. Let's get it wired up and in the pond. The skimmer is going to be going in this corner. I may have to tether it somehow to a peg that I stick in the ground around here or something, just to stop it floating right around the pond. But I'm going to have to tease this lawn back now, just to lay the cable, and then I'll put it back over the cable and get it wired up. Just make sure I've left plenty of wire to reach the bottom. And I'll chuck this a couple of inches deep. No, there's no digging or anything going to go on around here, so there's no danger of going through the wire. It's butted right up against the wall. According to the instructions, you've got to tip the unit upside down to expel all the air, so I'll just otherwise it will start bobbing out of the water. Right, let's turn it on and see what happens. Still wondering about, I'm going to have to tether it with something. I'll have a route in the garage and see what I come up with. Before I tether it, I just want to show you the, I'm going to turn it on and show you the outlets. If I use water back from here, and these two, and it's quite powerful. I'll just turn it on and show you. Quite powerful, so it's distributing water around the pond at the same time. Right, I'll tether it down. There's some pipes already going into the pond here, air lines, So I'm going to see if I can wrap a bit of garden wire around this gap in the casing and just tether it to these pipes. I don't know if you can see that, but I put a cable tie very loosely around the air lines, and I'm going to use this extremely fine garden wire just to tether it to that cable tie. Right, so that's tethered to the cable tie. I'll just snip the excess cable off, and it's just trapped down the sides of there's a little slit at each side, and I've tried the basket and that slides in and out no problem. The wire is so fine and so close to the edge of the filter. Okay, so that's fixed. It will allow the skimmer to still move slightly from side to side, but it won't allow it to move away from the wall, so it's not going to be floating around the pond. The new UV bulb's been running about 4 days now. There is some clarity coming back. You just have to see how it goes, but the skimmer's been running about an hour now, and it seems to be doing the job really well. Really happy with that. Give it a week or two and I'll give you another update, but I've changed the angle of it so that it's more facing along this way. Theory being, the air stones seem to send any bits to this end of the pond because they're trapping it in between and pushing it this way. So anything on the surface seems to be around this area of the pond. So I pointed the skimmer towards that area where it mostly accumulates. But this size skimmer does 20 square metres of surface area, so plenty big enough for this pond. Just drop some bits of grass in and see if it performs. I mean, there's a little bit of froth on the surface from, I think it's coming from the pumice in the vacuum shower, and it's sucking that in pretty rapidly. So I'll just drop some bits of grass in here. I know I only dropped them a foot or two, a couple of feet away, but within seconds it's sucked them in. So there you go. Pretty happy with that. Saves me knocking all these rocks out and risking another disaster by trying to fit a filter and bond it to the back of the liner, and chances are I'd probably get it the wrong depth or something. So plug and play, happy days. So if you're enjoying the videos, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching Pomfret's Pond.